Hi, my name is Sheridan and I am going to show you today how I have done my brows as I have lost my eyebrows. So I lost them, they were very patchy for a very long time. So I'm going to show you a way that you can fill in the patches, and you can use that same technique. Like if you were to lose your brow or to lose one brow, you can use this same technique on the brow that is gone and the brow that is like a little bit patchy, or just the patches, or full, like when you lose your brows like me, you can just go full 100% with the same technique. So to do this, you need a Elf. You need an eyebrow gel. I really like the brand Elf. They are cruelty-free, they are affordable, and I think they're really good quality. So I just have this brand Elf. I don't know if you can really see this. Yeah, it's just, I think this is like $7 or something. I just got this. You can get this in most countries, and inside is essentially just boom. Avon also has a good one. And apart from that, you are going to need a little eyebrow brush. I got this in Colombia. This is a Spanish brand. It's called Atenea. It's honestly, I think it's been the best one that I've used. You really just want to get a brush that is firm, but you can see here that it's quite, if that's going to go into focus, which it will not. I suck at this stuff. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Anyway, you can see that it's quite really skinny, right? So it's really like thin lines. I also have this that I just got from Mecca, and I like it. It's the 160-116. So you're looking at like a 116 brush. You can see that it's also really thin. My only like gripe with this one from Mecca is that it's a lot softer. So I feel like it's not, I don't know. Yeah, I don't like it as much, but you have both your options. You just want to make sure that when you buy the one, it's really, really skinny. Most brow brushes are not that skinny. So what we do is we take our gel and we just open it. Take your brush and take like a little bit, just take a little bit out of the gel. You don't need much. This is, oh God, what am I gonna get good at this? Yeah, you just take a little bit out of it, and you can see I don't have much. And then you put the lid back on, super important, or just put it down on the counter. If you don't put the lid back on, this will dry out. If your gel dries out, just add a little bit of water. And then I just put it on my hand, and you can use like one of those makeup palette things, but you know, I'm not really into makeup, so I don't have one of those. And then you just like spread it on the brush, make sure that you just dab it on both sides. So I just dab it on both sides. I'm gonna try and go a little bit quick. And then I usually just swipe this off with my hair to get that really fine point. Let's see if I can do this using the camera. If not, I'll use the mirror. So what you do is you locate where your brow. So let's just say that you have a brow and you're filling in a little bit of the patches. You're gonna mark where your brow usually goes. So I usually mark like the first front few lines, and they're really soft. Then I mark the arch, which is usually over here. And the arch goes all the way down. I draw a line, you outline the brow, you draw it down to where it's gonna end. The inner arch, the under arch, right? You do the same. Usually I do this quicker. Right, so you do the under arch, which is the same. It's not perfect. I feel so much pressure now. I'm not like a beauty influencer. I'm not used to this. So you do the under arch, right? And then, see how you've marked like 3 lines at the front? And you just fill in. Don't fill in those 3 lines. Keep them really light, right? Because like a brow kind of fades in normally. Those 3 lines, depending on how light and fine you can get them, that's gonna really like show how natural your brows are gonna look. Because when it looks like a piece of chalk has gone past, it is not as natural. So we keep them really fine and light to make them look more natural. So then you move past that, you outline your brow, and then you really simply, you outline your brow and you just start filling it in. This is not my best brow, but you get the point. You do lots of little lines. These ones don't matter as much. So you can see how if you were to have a little bit of a brow, for example, but not a whole brow, what you do is you just take this and you fill in the patches that don't have it. That's really, really helpful. And if you're not, and like this was like a $6 brush and like a $6 gel. If you have brows and you just have thin brows, you do the exact same. You just fill it in. What's good about this is that, you know, I'm a power yoga teacher. I've practiced and worked as a power yoga teacher the entire time that I haven't had brows or that I have been losing brows. And this is what I used because it was the only thing that I could use that wouldn't just like run down my face when I started sweating. So this is like power yoga proof. It's not like I'm going to sit in the sauna proof, but it's really sweat proof. Totally new to drawing your brows on and you're like, you can, and you're not totally sure where the arches go, it's the same as when you were plucking your brows, and you can find tutorials on the internet when you're plucking your brows to use like the brush as a guide. So the brow starts at the front and then it arches over to the side and then it goes past like this. You want to be in this arch. I also think of it as my brow starts at the front of my eye. When it gets to my iris, it begins to flush out, so we get more thick. And then halfway at the end of my other iris, it actually comes and curves. And then this end of my eye is where the line stops in a diagonal. That's the way that I do it. That's the way that I've been taught. And yeah, also eyelashes. So I will do a video later on about magnetic eyelashes because I do have some that I haven't tried. I don't really like eyelashes, to be honest. I knew when I started losing my eyelashes that I would never be the person to put on fake eyelashes because it just doesn't fit in with my lifestyle and I would rather spend my time doing other things. So, but I do love, I usually, you'll see I go without lashes all the time and I just go without eyeliner and everything. But when I am doing makeup, what I do really like to do is a little bit of black eyeliner, just like this kohl type thing, you know, or I got this from Feather Sisters and I really like it because it's like a texture and it has a little stamp which helps you with the wing. So you can use both. Today I'm just going to use this, which needs a sharpen. What I do is I go on the waterline, like, you know, 1990, what year was that? 1960s? And we just go on the waterline because what I've noticed is that as I've lost my lashes, my eyes have looked kind of red. Probably because they're irritated because they're not being protected by my lashes. And when I put this eyeliner on, it minimizes that red. And then with that, what I usually do is I take e.l.f. again, and another one that's actually really nice is this one from Mecca. I'm using e.l.f. at the moment, but this one from Mecca is really nice too. It's just like a bronze eyeshadow. Choose an eyeshadow that you like that goes with your skin tone, and I usually put the eyeshadow on because I have noticed that as I have lost my eyelashes, my eyelids look really dark, and I don't like I don't like it. My friend says that it looks good, but I don't like it, so I'll listen to me, not her. I mean, I don't do this every day. I do this some days. It makes me feel, you know, makeup. That's it. That's how you can do your eyelashes and your eyebrows when you are in the middle of losing them, or when you're kind of in that transition phase. It's super affordable, it's super quick, it's super easy. It takes a little bit of time to learn to do the eyebrows at first, but after that I do it in like 3 minutes.